Rising 875 feet above Austin, the Sixth and Guadalupe Tower is changing the skyline forever. Existing as the tallest building in the city and one of Texas's tallest, it also stands as one of the most intriguing buildings in the country due to the regulations and engineering challenges it had to overcome. However, some believe that it may lead to unforeseen negatives for the fastest growing city in the country. Let's explore this tower and all it will have to offer. To tell the full story, we have to go back a century. In 1925, a red brick 5-story hotel called the Alamo Hotel was built on the site. For a time, this hotel was the home of Sam Houston Johnson, younger brother to President Lyndon B. Johnson. This structure stood tall and served its purpose for just under 60 years. That was until 1984, when it was torn down to make way for a 27-story mixed-use office hotel complex called Lamar Financial Plaza, which, if constructed, would have been the second tallest building in Austin. And for reference, if that very same building were to be built today, it wouldn't even come close to being in the top 25 in terms of height for the city. Either way, the building was never built due to various financial concerns. And this wasn't the first idea that had failed for this location, with some locals saying the site had the Alamo's curse. After more time had passed, in 1998 there were grand plans that a new project was going to be built on the site. But perhaps out of left field, the plans were to build a 97-room extended stay America. And this was completed, but many in the area were left confused and frustrated, stating that the city lacked direction and should focus on developing better guidelines to support an elegant downtown core. And it may have taken 20 years, but the extended stay was eventually demolished due to plans for a new mega skyscraper called the Sixth and Guadalupe. The company behind the fascinating design was Gensler. They have quite the reputation, having done major projects like the NVIDIA campus redesign and the world-famous Shanghai Tower. The Sixth and Guadalupe is an 865-foot, 2.2 million square foot high-rise, which has 19 levels containing 655,000 square feet of office space, topped by 33 levels with 630,000 square feet of residential units. The tower sits on a 12-story retail and parking podium that fills the city block at one of Austin's busiest intersections. And the Sixth and Guadalupe posed significant challenges for Gensler. First, during the time the Alamo Hotel was in existence, there was an alley that ran through the block. While this alley didn't seem like much, it happened to mark the border of Austin's density bonus program, which encourages developers to build taller structures as long as they can somehow provide community benefits. And Gensler made sure to take full advantage of this, ensuring that a majority of the building sat on the land that was governed by this program. Additionally, the structure had to be set back a certain distance from the historic John Bremen House, which sits just northeast of the skyscraper. And perhaps the most notable workaround is the Capitol View Corridors program, designed to preserve and maintain views of the Texas state capitol from various vantage points around the city. The rule prevents new developments from obstructing specific sightlines to the Capitol building. To be in accordance with this rule and not block the view, the design of the building had to be a trapezoidal shape. And as George Bloom, design director at Gensler, stated, "It's pretty fascinating." In addition to the intriguing shape, another interesting feature of this building is that it's actually two separate buildings stacked on top of one another. The designers wanted to make it so that someone at the residences would have no interaction with those coming into the office. And they achieved this with completely separated experiences with things like parking. Now let's talk about what's going on inside the building walls, starting with the bottom floor. This is composed entirely of retail space, with a total of 10,122 square feet. While there isn't too much public information about this space yet, what we do know is that Elon Musk's brother, Kimball Musk, plans to lease some of the space for his restaurant, The Kitchen. Also in the bottom floor will be separate lobbies for both the office and residential floors. Jumping past the over 10 levels of parking, we arrive at the 18 levels of Class A office space. And this space comes with a bit of a headline. First off, as you would probably expect, these offices will be visually appealing and about as high-end as office spaces come in today's world. But the job world has changed quite a bit over the past few years, with many people working from home, not needing to work in a traditional office setting. For the Sixth and Guadalupe, this problem was temporarily solved on December 31st, 2021, when Meta, the parent company of Facebook, signed a lease to occupy all 18 floors of this office space. This, however, didn't last very long, until November 3rd, 2022, when a Meta spokesperson said that in light of declining profits, Meta would instead sublease the office space it had signed a lease for. Not the greatest look for the tower, but then again, in today's world, it's hard to avoid commercial office real estate troubles. Heading up to the final floors, we arrive at probably the most interesting segment of the entire building. These are luxury, high-end apartments that have some pretty cool amenities both within the apartments and in community spaces. The layouts for these apartments are very unique, largely due to the odd shape of the upper portion of the skyscraper. While many of these apartments are already being rented, there are plenty of units still on the market, with everything from studio apartments starting at around $2,700 to one-bedroom apartments at over $4,000 to two bedrooms starting at $6,000. And this is not even to mention the penthouse suites, which are on floor 61 and above. They have undisclosed prices, but leave quite a bit up to the imagination, both in terms of luxury and price. One interesting note is that if you look at the 66th floor on the plan, you'll see a private penthouse exclusive lounge and outdoor deck, as well as a pool. And if we look at the picture of the building, you can kind of see the area it's referring to. This is even mentioned on the penthouse page of the site, where one of the elite refinements is access to members only level 66 rooftop plunge pool and lounge with private dining, custom wine lockers, and lavish outdoor terrace. The other residents in the non-penthouse suites also have some pretty nice amenities. First off, they have access to Austin's largest indoor-outdoor deck, which looks stunning from the renderings and will plan to incorporate plenty of nature as well as a pool. They also have access to things like a golf simulator, sky lounge, poker room, fitness center, and indoor theater. Overall, a very expensive place to live, but perhaps well worth it to those that can afford it. The project broke ground in 2019, so what has happened since then? Well, as of April 2023, most of the apartments were completed, with plenty of work still scheduled in the penthouse suites. And on top of that, this is what some of the other parts of the hotel looked like. The grand opening was initially slated for 2023, but was pushed back due to COVID and a few other issues. The construction company actually said that COVID wasn't as bad for them as it was for other sites, which makes sense because Texas allowed considerably more activity than other states. Today, in 2024, the parking garage, as well as pretty much all of the apartments, not including the penthouses, are open for lease. We even got to see a sneak peek of the terrace from @liveat6g's Instagram, and it looks every bit worth the wait. As of today, the grand opening of the full tower is expected to be sometime in the summer of 2024. Perhaps on a more negative side, some Austin locals believe that this tower may bring along some unwanted baggage. Like first, some believe that this will continue to influx more and more people to a city that is starting to lose its age-old culture. As mentioned earlier, Austin is the fastest growing US city by percentage, and it's no surprise why skyscraper projects like this one have begun to sprout up all over the city. And it's not just skyscrapers. I made a video a couple months back covering a massive Samsung semiconductor plant that's being constructed in the nearby city of Taylor. And due to all of this, the housing cost in the area has absolutely skyrocketed. The median house price in 2018 was below $300,000, and as of 2023, it sat at a staggering $451,000. And that's even including a significant cooldown in the market from a year prior. And I say all this because in this regard, the residences at Sixth and Guadalupe may not be helping the issue by simply offering extremely pricey luxury apartments. And from what I've seen on other posts about this tower, people seem to agree. In the end, we can at very least appreciate the engineering and design that went into making this intriguing beast of a tower, and only hope that it leads to good things for the city of Austin. I make engineering, technology, and construction videos, and I urge you to check out more of them if you're interested. These videos take me forever to make, so any support is greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.